Hey, it's Rob from Wheelworks Bike Shop in Dublin. We are in the final stages of the building work of the Project One room, and we have this bike back in with us, which is a customer bike. It's in for a service. He's racing this weekend, I think. So we're just doing a tune up and service. You can see it looks new. It's immaculate. It's really well looked after. Um, so it's a Trek Speed Concept SLR 7. With a wheel upgrade, 404 and 808 Firecrest wheels, running Conti tyres. And I just thought I'd run through some of the accessories because this one has pretty much all the accessories on it. We don't have the bottle on it, but we have the bottle mount. So there's an integrated hydration system that mounts here, bolts directly into the tri bar, so it's really secure. There's a Garmin mount at the front. And if you've watched my videos, you'll have seen certainly dozens, and we've had hundreds of these speed concepts through the building, and we sell a lot of the speed concepts. So, I sort of think that I know everything about them, like the fucking dope that I am. You discover every so often that you don't know everything about them. So if I had a Garmin in my hand, I would be able to show you, but I used to struggle to get my Garmin onto this mount here. And Jimmy Carlson on Instagram, hey Jimmy, fast time trialist from Sweden, saw me putting the Garmin on by bending that down and twisting the Garmin in because it's like the quarter turn mount. And he sent me a message and said, you don't need to do that. And I said, I do need to do it because I can't do it in between the tri bars here. But Jimmy, who's very clever and knows more about it than I do, realised that there's a little twisty bit underneath that you turn that and your quarter turn mount rotates under your Garmin. And I thought that was really clever and felt like a bit of a dope. So thanks, Jimmy. And that's something you didn't know about speed concepts. I'm pretty sure you didn't because I didn't. The speed concept integrated mount is very clever. It's adjustable for length, so you can slide it in or out depending on how far you want it. So it slides here. You can angle it for whatever position you want, and obviously it's got that nifty little turn screw insert. The Bontrager high-low comp saddle. They do a comp and a pro version of this. The comp is the standard one, and then the pro has carbon rails and carbon shell. And they have the rear high-low mount bolts directly into the saddle, so it's really secure. It's not one of these that just clamps onto the saddle rails. It bolts on. It's got a strap underneath here if you want to carry an extra tube on the back, or a tubular if you're into old school stuff. You can mount one or two cages on it. You can mount one singly on the back. You can mount two on the sides. You've got a storage space inside of the high-low in here, and there's a little bag comes with it that you can put CO2 or tire levers or whatever you like in there. I generally use, I have the same setup as this. I've Bontrager cages on it, and I generally just loop a little elastic band through the cage and over the top of the bottle because they tend to bounce on the back. The SLR 7 is with Ultegra Di2. The Speed Concept also has a nifty integrated storage system in the frame down here. So this guy sits in underneath your bottle cage, and it has a tube, CO2, there's a CO2 nozzle, has a little mini tool that mounts directly into it. And in the bottom of the actual unit itself, there's this little slot here, which is very clever. It's a valve key. So if you're running a really deep rim like this one and you use a valve extension, and you have to take out the valve core to put in a valve extension, that's a valve key built into the bottom of it. So clever little piece of kit, and that slots down into the frame and locks in place. The aero bottle, this one comes with the bike, it's included with the Speed Concepts, and these have a double pull valve. So you open it once and it's halfway open. It's very difficult to drink out of, and you pull it twice and you get a double click and you've got a high volume valve. So it's a clever one. You've got a small amount coming out or you've got a large amount coming out. The seat post on the old Speed Concept was reversible, that you reverse the whole seat post. This one's a camtail shape, so it's flat on the back, so you can't reverse it, but you can reverse the head. So the head bolts onto the top and you can have it in a forward position, which is typically what we'll have for triathletes, or you can reverse it if you want to ride a further back over the bottom bracket for triathlon or for time trials. You've got an ISO-speed decoupler here, which is your seat post is mounted on a bearing system, so this adds quite a bit of comfort to the bike. Essentially you've got a shock absorber built into the seat post. The Speed Concept has dropped stays. People always ask what the zeros are for, and that is to signify the start of a race, like a time trial. The clock starts at 0 and counts up. Time trial or triathlon. This is a Project One custom paint job, and you can get the artist to sign it. I'm not sure which artist this is. We know quite a few of them, but I don't recognise that one. So you can get it signed, which I think is a really nice feature. There's no extra cost for that. That's included with a Project One paint scheme. Another feature that we're asked about all the time on the skewers. People don't realise, they see the skewer here doesn't have a lever on it, but this lever here is removable and it's an Allen key. So it fits in the back. You just pop it in, or in the front, like that, and it'll work on either wheel. And as you see, they're quite a tight fit, so they're not going to fall out. The Speed Concept, when you do it as a Project One bike, you've got options on all sorts of fit and build issues or parts. So the base bar on this one is a mid-rise. There's a flat one, which would be a more aggressive lower position when you're in the bull horns, or there's a high rise as well if you need to be taller. These stackers here come in a half dozen different sizes and variations. You can get a sloped one, so you can raise the bars at the front. You can have it flat. You can drop it down lower or build it up higher. And the top cradle here comes in 3 different fittings as well. This is the mid one. There's a forward one that moves the tri bars further forward, and there's a rearward one that moves the tri bars backwards. And then in terms of adjustability on the Speed Concept cockpit itself, the tri bars can be adjusted forwards and backwards independently of the base on these bolts here. The armrests can be moved in and out, and that's probably everything I can think of to go through with you on that one today. So I thought that was a really nice colour to feature again. We've possibly done a video on it before, but it's not as in-depth as that one. And we should have quite a few of these coming through now as we're into race season in Ireland and Europe. So we'll see a lot of the custom paint jobs that we've sold over the last year or two coming back in. So we'll do some more highlights videos and see the things that people have changed on their bikes, whether they've upgraded drivetrains or pulleys or wheels or whatever. So we'll have some cool bikes through.